How to Choose Knowledge, Chapter 16 of Al-Usul Al-Ilmiya Wal-Usul Al-Hikamiyah, translated, Categories of Knowledge and Principles of Wisdom by Imam Al Haddad, 17th century saint and jurist from Yemen. How to choose knowledge. Some seekers of the real, traveling on the way to Allah the Exalted, look at the great number of knowledge and deeds and the multitude of paths to Allah the Exalted, and they are at a loss as to which one they should take. Here they stop, perplexed. Now, if such a man is under the caring gaze of a teacher, a sheikh, who has knowledge, gnosis, and realization, it is incumbent upon him to accept whatever knowledge, deeds, and actions, state or way, whether religious or worldly, that his teacher may indicate and specify for him. This will suffice to fulfill his needs. But if he has no teacher, or if his teacher does not fulfill the conditions we have just mentioned, then let him know, first of all, that some knowledge, deeds, and actions are obligatory, which safeguards one's belief and of Islam, such as purification, tahara, the prayer, salat, and fasting, sawm. One must know and practice these regardless of one's particular circumstances. When proficiency in these two sciences or knowledge is attained, a man may then choose the deeds, knowledge, and states that he feels are best suited to him, most beneficial to his heart, and nearest to the good pleasure of his Lord. If he sincerely desires and seeks Allah the Exalted and his path, then these will not remain hidden from him. At this point, there will be great differences between different travelers and seekers of the real truth. Some sciences of knowledge will suit some of them, but not others, and the same applies to action and deed. Some seekers, for instance, benefit from isolation, which improves their state, while for others, only mixing with people is suitable. Some men benefit only from divesting themselves of means, others only from using them. The same applies to traveling or remaining in the same place, and to other contrasting states and situations. A traveler who takes what he feels is best suited to him and most conducive to the good pleasures and proximity of his Lord should neither deny nor be hostile to anything that differs from his own circumstances and the path he is traveling, so long as these different circumstances and paths are legally acceptable and the authenticity confirmed by the Book of Allah the Exalted and the practice of Sunnah of his Messenger. May Allah's blessing and peace be on him and his family. For Allah, glorified and exalted is He, to whom all praise belongs, created for each science people who learn and practice it, for each path people who travel it, and for each station and state people who dwells in them, so that each has what suits him and nothing else. And Allah would accept nothing else from them. Secrets and wisdom reside in this, the explanation of which will be too lengthy. They are difficult to grasp, except for those who possess clear visions and hearts, and sees by the light of Allah the Exalted, and are well versed in knowledge, and to whom Allah the Exalted reveals mysteries from His presence. When he looks into sciences of knowledge, deeds, paths, and states other than his own, a traveler must also reflect. for he finds his heart uncollected and his travelling disturbed. If he finds his heart uncollected and his travelling disturbed, then he must refrain from the investigation and steer a new course. If, on the other hand, he finds that he is not losing his heart's collectedness and remains undisturbed, then it is harmless for him to look into such matters. It is harmless for him to look in such matters. Let me know that there are many sciences, deeds and paths, and that these are in general ways suitable for all people. When it comes down to details, however, particular people may or may not benefit. Some people may even be harmed by particular sciences, acts or path. They can be likened to a table laden with food from which each guest chooses what suits and pleases him best, and leave other things that may be suitable or pleasing to others. They may also be likened to the marketplace, where there are so many different kinds of goods. Each person enters the market to find what suits him and fulfill his own particular needs, leaving everything else to the others. It is not for him to deny or be annoyed by the large number of articles in the market, because he has neither needs nor desire for them. He is not the prototype of all humanity, such that no one should desire anything that he himself does not desire. Now that you have grasped the meaning of the table and the market and the multiplicity of foods and goods, and that they are on offer for each man to take whatever he wishes or feel is best for him, know that in this regard people are divided into 4 groups. The first group comprises of those who behold the multiplicity of foods and goods, but simply take what suits them and are neither desirous or bothered by the rest. They are reasonable, superior, and far-sighted people. The second group comprises of those who take what is of benefit to them, but detest all other things and think that nobody can possibly desire them. There is stupidity and short-sightedness in this. The third group is made up of those who desire everything they see, whether suitable and beneficial to them or not. As a result, they may want what is of no use to them, or they may desire one thing sometime and then something else at another time. In these two, there is stupidity, idle curiosity, and a lack of insight. Those of the fourth group, when they see the numbers of different foods and goods, they stop and are perplexed. They are unable to decide what to desire or what to take. You see them bewildered and baffled. This condition may occur to any of these people who study the different sciences, acts, paths, and state. You may see one of them desiring everything, another perplexed and unable to decide what to do, and yet another holding firmly to something that is of benefit to him but exhibiting revulsion and antagonism for everything else. In all this, there is imperfection, lack of insight, and short-sightedness. So be alert and understand that what we have just said is important and of great moment. Some of these conditions were obtained by my teacher, Sheikh Abdul Al-Shadili, may Allah have mercy on him, at the outset of his wayfaring. He hesitated much between studying the sciences and devoting himself to act of worship and devotion. He remained this way for a considerable time until he visited one of his guiding teachers, a sheikh, who helped him overcome his indecision. This story is well known. A somewhat similar circumstances befall the venerable Sheikh Abdullah ibn Asad al-Yafi'i, may Allah have mercy on him, who related it as follows. As I was hesitating whether to engage in studies or devote myself totally to worshipping and dedicating myself to Allah, I happened to pick up a book and found in it a piece of paper which did not belong there and which I had never seen before. For I often read that book. On that piece of paper was this verse: "Turn away from your worries and leave everything to destiny." Such things tend to occur to people at the beginning of their spiritual journeys and to travelers at the outset of their path. I once visited the Gnostic Syed Abdurrahman ibn Sheikh Hadad Alawi, and he informed me that he had received a letter from the Sufi Syed Abdullah ibn Muhammad Alawi, who lived in the noble city of Medina. In that letter, he complained that the study of books had become too preoccupying and difficult for him. Syed Abdurrahman then asked me what he should write to him. I said, "You know better." And I said, "My own opinion is to ask him to abandon the study of books and refrain from too much reading." It immediately occurred to me that what Syed Abdullah bin Muhammad had complained about was what had happened to him when he studied the books and saw the multitude of paths and the different conditions within each. These had led him into the kind of perplexity and indecisiveness that we were just discussing. Actually, we had met with Syed Abdullah when we visited the noble city of Medina to visit the Messenger of Allah. May Allah's blessing and peace be on him and his family. We saw Syed Abdullah and sat in his company, in his majlis, many times, benefited from him and found him to be a virtuous and superior Syed, whose state was that of the people of contraction and anonymity. May Allah allow people to benefit from him, his predecessors, and all other virtuous servants of Allah. Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم